Good afternoon, everyone. It's a chilly day here. It's sunny. It's a little breezy, but it's very, very chilly. And last night I forgot to turn on the major heater in the guinea pig barn, but they're fine. Everybody's fine. I got to go up there in a little bit. I'm going to give them a really good cleaning and give them all fresh new fruits and vegetables. They're still eating on the ones I gave them yesterday, but we're going to get rid of those and give them some new ones. Man, they can go through a big carrot. I know that. So we need to get them some carrots up there for tonight for them to chew on. Okay, so I've been working on my grocery list for JC tomorrow. So that way, tomorrow morning, when all of the new weekly digitals and other coupons come in, I can just go through that really quickly, clip them, add them to my list, and we'll be ready to rock and roll. It might be a really good shopping video tomorrow because there is so much right now on sale that's great for your holiday cookings and events, as well as your pantry stock ups, things that through winter or just to be more prepared. Great stock ups for this week. Just saying, we'll go through, we'll look at a lot of stuff. I really want to look at like instant dehydrated potatoes. We're going to look at pasta. We're going to look at broth. I mean, just so many things that we need to stock up on. I'm stocked up, but I'm going to show you what's available this week at Kroger. Something I do want to say about vegetables, though, you hear that Walmart has cheap vegetables. If you go to Walmart, then that's where you should buy your vegetables if they're cheaper. If you do Dollar General deals and they have vegetables on sale, and I'm going to tell you, Dollar General, when they have their canned vegetable sales, they normally include carrots and mixed vegetables in with the peas, the green beans, and the corn. So there are a lot of different ways to get canned vegetables. Most of the vegetable sales that you see are your three basics: two types of green beans, two types of corn, and peas. That's normally your vegetable sales. So when you find greens, mixed vegetables, carrots, anything like that, get it. Canned beets, canned potatoes, those kind of canned goods are going to always be a little more, and you're not going to find the best prices. So wherever you find the best prices, whether it's Aldi, Walmart, or you do, sometimes Family Dollar has great vegetable deals. That's how I stocked up this last time. This past spring was with Chestnut Valley Family Dollar sale vegetables. So just a little intro there about grocery shopping and canned vegetables, right? Okay, so what am I going to talk about? Well, I know you've already read the title of this. I'm not even sure what the title is at this point. But what I want to know is, why are some women triggered about other women being concerned about women's rights in this country? To me, that is baffling. When a woman puts a gallon of milk over the lives of women, whether it's their health or their happiness or their pursuit for an independent lifestyle, I have a problem with that. Because women, on a whole, should know how to grocery shop, right? We should know how to make our own grocery economy. We are brilliant. We can figure out sales and deals and coupons. We know the stores that have the best prices. So if we're buying a gallon of milk at $4 plus, then we have to learn how to save that $4 somewhere else in our grocery budget. I think couponers are the most savviest of women when it comes to making their own economy. You can talk to economists, but they're not going to tell you where to find the cheapest green bean or what time of the year You should buy your broth to put in your pantry. So why would a woman be triggered about women talking about women's rights and would vote for a gallon of milk over a woman's life? I've thought about this because it's really bothered me. It has really bothered me. You see all these young white guys and they're doing all this stuff. They're posting and saying all of this stuff and marching with signs that women are property. And I've seen them. I've seen them march. I've seen what they've said. You've got Joel Webbin, Charlie Kirk, Fuentes. You have all of these other guys. I mean, to me, I could be their mother. Not Joel Webbin, maybe. I don't know how old he is. He's old enough to know better, but whatever. He's a pastor, right? Okay. But all of these young guys, had I raised them boys, they'd be washing their own dishes, doing their own laundry, and being respectful to women. Because number one, I'd probably be like, you need to find a wife, and I'm not going to send you to make a wife a slave. You're going to learn this stuff on your own. I would never allow a son of mine to talk about women the way these young men are talking about women. My husband told me a time when he was, I guess, about 16 and his mom went to smack him or something. Now, really, he grabbed her arm. Well, when dad came home, he snatched hold of him by the throat and said, "Don't ever touch my wife like that again." I think he said he'd break his legs. I know he didn't mean that, but I'm pretty sure he would have kicked his butt. Had my son grabbed my arm, when dad got home, the kid would be crawling to him. Because if a young man of 16 stepped up on me, my child, I would have knocked him to the ground. Number one, that's disrespecting your mother, disrespecting women, and being too aggressive. You say, well, knocking him to the ground is aggressive. No, that's punishment. If you step up on somebody, you better be ready to take that hit. And that's why I tell young women, don't get up in men's faces unless you can handle it. If you can handle it, rock on, sister. But why do these young men have such a disrespect for women? And I have to wonder if it's their mother. Is it their mother who is subservient to their father, or what is it? I don't understand. But then you have Jesse Waters, right? Jesse Waters' mother has been on his show via telephone before. And she's a very class act lady. And guess what? Jesse Waters got invited to the Black Friday leftover meal by his mother because of what he has said about women, what he does on Fox News with misinformation and the misogynistic sexism that he spews. He's the one that said he would divorce his wife if she voted against who he voted for. I think he looks like Snoopy. But anyway, why are women triggered about women's rights? I mean, I get the men thing because the men feel like women have gotten out of control. They've gotten out of control. We need to put them back into control. If you look back into old laws, men were allowed to beat their wives. You can look. Those laws are there. Allowed to beat their wives. Of course, I think there were guidelines. Whatever. I don't want to go back to that. Not that my husband's going to beat me, because I can tell you I'll Jackie Chan him in a heartbeat. And if you don't know what Jackie Channing is, that's called using whatever's next to you at any time to keep someone at arm's length and keep them at bay until you have to smack them down. That's Jackie Channing. Just saying. The MAGA movement has a regime of white Christian nationalists. Now, there are other groups as well that makes MAGA. You've got the anti-government, militia groups. You have the evangelicals, the white Christian nationalists, the isolationists. Some of the sovereign people are in the MAGA movement now, even though that really makes no sense. I don't understand that. The sovereign nation people, they're the ones that drive around with the homemade license plates. You know, they're funny to watch in court. They're absolutely hilarious to watch on court TV. But anyway, with all these different groups, it's hard to identify who is really identifying with which group anymore, because it's all big swath of MAGA. But the general consensus of what's going on as far as Project 25 and all of the other things that are going in is the fact that it is a racist, sexist movement. And women who are the Christian nationalists, they don't care if women lose their rights, because they think every woman should live the life that they live. And we've talked about this over and over again. I am not putting down being a homemaker and a wife and a mother. I absolutely am not. But to make that your sole agenda is your agenda. Some women don't want to be that. But this is where we are. So some women voted a gallon of milk over women's lives in pursuit of happiness. We're going to talk about the Bible here in just a minute, because I have some things I want to say about the Bible. But what I will say is following the Bible is following a book that only is relevant with faith. Other than that, it's a magical book. And I'm going to give you an example of a magic potion in the Bible here in just a minute. But men in this country want to be able to go back to where they had their thumb on women. Women could not vote. They have no say. They can't leave you because you're abusive. They have to stay with you. Joel Webbins is going to kill a few so that they'll quit hollering rape. Insecure men. That's what you have. That is what the men thing is. They're insecure. Women have too many choices. Women have too many choices, and they don't want to be with them. So insecure men are like, yeah, let's make women be with us. Insecurity. That's what it was even in the Bible. Because we're going to talk about Numbers, if you're familiar with the Bible. Numbers 5:11 through 31. If you have a Bible, I would recommend you opening that up and reading it. It's about unfaithful wives. In my lifetime, when I see marriages bust up because of adultery, it's normally a man. I'm not saying every single time, but that's the majority, because men have urges that they have to have fulfilled. They have to be fulfilled by an urge. Their women must be subservient to them so that way they won't stray. But here's what I'm telling you. If a man thinks his wife has been unfaithful, he would take her to the priest. And I'm just telling you, read it. Numbers 5:11 through 31. And it talks all about this craziness. This is magical stuff. This isn't real. This is not real. If a man feels or suspects his wife is unfaithful, whether it's jealousy or he's spiteful because she wouldn't bend, or she started her period at the wrong time, which that's a whole nother thing. Women are unclean because of their period. They were sent outside of the village or whatever and whatever and whatever, for God's sake. Apparently, had they had proper sanitation, that wouldn't have been a problem. But let's blame it on the women because they're unclean. Well, they're unclean because of Adam and Eve. And she was supposed to then feel pain from childbirth. That was her punishment. You know, I've seen other animals have babies, and they have pain and discomfort too. So that's fake. But let's talk about this. Remember, we're in Numbers 5:11 through 31. The priest, he sweeps up dust off the floor and puts it in water in a clay pot and has her drink it. This is called the test for an unfaithful wife. Y'all believe this? Now, is he giving her an abortion? Is he trying to poison her? Is he trying to humiliate her? Read the rest of the story and find out. What do you think about that? This is fanciful stuff. Really? Drinking dust water out of a clay pot? The priest is going to be able to tell if you were an unfaithful wife or not? This is what I'm talking about. Joel Webbins would just execute a few. Are they going to make you drink dust water in a clay pot? Because I've been accused of cheating before, and I didn't. He could have beat me or made me drink dust water until he realized the real story of what was going on. But the whole thing is they don't have to listen to that story. They want it defied. Now, a man could accuse his wife of cheating, have her stoned to death in the streets, and then he's free to go find another wife because that one didn't work out. So we'll just tell him this and let him kill her, and then I'll go get another one. Are fathers going to ask for dowries for their daughters now? I mean, is your daughter worth a gallon of milk and 2 sheep? I'm just asking. But I just find it so interesting that the women on the right get triggered when a woman talks about women's rights that are important to her. It doesn't matter who you are not the judge of someone's feelings, ideas, and thoughts. So remember, when we're in this fight, be careful, ladies. because there's women out there that will not protect you. And they're the ones that value a gallon of milk over your life. Y'all have a great day. Hugs from a distance. I have some stuff to do. Bye, y'all.